The Consumer Council's event today, which is on the price of being poor, aims to highlight the fact that many households here in Northern Ireland are living in poverty, and unfortunately it is the poor who quite often have to pay more for services such as public transport, for utilities and for everyday necessities. The Consumer Council has brought together over 50 organisations across Northern Ireland, from the government sector, from private, public and NGO sectors, to take collective action on poverty in Northern Ireland. I think it's very fitting that we're standing in Clifton House, which is Belfast's poor house, and it was opened over 200 years ago to support the needs of poor and low-income families in Belfast. And the unfortunate reality is, the stark reality is, that we still have poverty with us some 200 years later, despite the fact that society has changed enormously.
The range of stakeholders that are present today are shaping the work that the Consumer Council has taken forward to really tackle the issues that low-income households are facing. There's a range of different actions that need to be addressed in terms of fuel poverty, access to transport, financial exclusion, and today is really about shaping the work that's going to be taken forward to tackle the disadvantaged and vulnerable situation that many consumers are facing.
We were delighted to have had the support from the two junior ministers here today. Minister Kelly and Minister Newton not only spoke about the impact of poverty on people's lives, but they made a commitment today that the executive will address the most vulnerable in our society in the budget decisions that they are taking this week.
The Consumer Council does a great job. It is there sitting outside government. It holds government to account. When we come to a place like this, and I'm here to show the commitment of the executive to tackling the issues of poverty and disadvantage, and the Consumer Council and the other stakeholders who will be here today will have a good meeting based on the report that the Consumer Council comes out, and then we use that in government, and that's the important issue, that we read these, we talk to the Consumer Council. They have, I think, shown us the way forward in many of these issues, so we are listening.
The Office of the First Minister and Deputy First Minister has made a priority of tackling poverty within our programme for government. I'm particularly pleased that we have an initiative which is taking place at the moment on tackling debt. And debt is a major contributor to poverty in the homes. And if we can tackle that issue and indeed get people out of debt, then I think we will be making a major contribution to the well-being of the family in general.
There's been a lot of uncertainty in terms of the economic climate, in terms of the recession, in terms of job security and household income. So the Consumer Council has really been finding out what are the fears and anxieties that consumers have, and putting these forward to see what needs to be addressed to help them build some resilience and cope with the demands that are placed in terms of their income and expenditure.
The most important thing for all of us here today is that the actions will make the necessary impact, that they are practical, that they are achievable, and they will bring positive differences to the everyday lives of people who are poor in Northern Ireland.